Napoleon is a historical figure that's divided opinion over the centuries, with his life and exploits being fertile ground for countless movie adaptations. In this 2023 version, tenured director Ridley Scott gives it a go, with very mixed results. Much like Alexander the Great, Napoleon Bonaparte doesn't seem like the kind of person whose deeds can be done justice in just a single film, and so despite a 2.5 hour runtime, it feels more like a greatest hits collection rather than a true examination of who he was as a ruler, a military mastermind, and as a human being. It's like listening to an album you love, but skipping over the few tracks you're not so keen on. It wants to focus mainly on the love story between Napoleon and his first wife Josephine, but it also wants to cram in so much about Boney's politics, his rise through the military ranks, and the legendary campaigns he engaged in during the Napoleonic Wars. It's far too much for the film to handle, and as such, elements like his exile to Elba, invasion of Russia, second marriage to Marie-Louise, and the birth of his son and heir are dealt with in a matter of minutes, with huge swaths of time taken up by awkward romantic banter and marital strife that rarely becomes engaging. Boney and Josephine have the look of two people who have never really liked each other, and so it's hard to buy them as an actual couple. The relationship is given no build-up, and throughout the film their scenes together feel more like a way for the film to segue from one historical event to the next, rather than existing as a true depiction of a husband and wife at odds with each other. The battle sequences are what you really go to a film like this to see, and while the sound design, cinematography and direction really hammer home just how brutal these conflicts were, the story around them doesn't give them the emotional weight they require. Also, and there's no nice way of saying this, Joaquin Phoenix is simply too old to play the title role. At the time of recording, Phoenix is 49 years old, only 2 years younger than Napoleon was when he died. So seeing him trying to play the man in his 20s and 30s is pretty laughable, especially when no effort is made to de-age him or make him appear younger in any way. Not to mention the fact that half the time he plays the role like he's about to fall asleep. Despite the talent and money that went into making it, Napoleon will likely be remembered as just another bungled attempt to bring a larger-than-life historical figure to the big screen, a movie that, much like its subject, was ultimately undone by its own ambition.